right. So underneath of Teams, or actually underneath the class notebook, underneath of this week, December 7th through 11th, you should have a handout there that says embedded and integrated quotes. This is nothing new to you guys because I've had every single one of you in here in 10th grade, so your sophomore year. So you realize that we've worked on this and consistently understand there is a certain way that the sentence has to look with textual evidence in it. It's also a certain way it needs to look in the paragraph. We've kind of set that up over here by talking about the idea. We're going to make the claim in sentence 1. Sentence 2, we're going to put the textual evidence. Sentence 3 through 5, we're going to argue it out. So a couple things we have to consider, okay? We know that we're going to have an intro paragraph. This is no longer rhetorical. It's going to take us a little bit to get that going. Very last sentence should be what? Thesis statement, okay? So we know that this is one chunky monkey. There's paragraph 1. Paragraph 2 is going to be topic number 1. Make sense? 3, topic number 2. 4, topic number 3. All right, paragraph 5, what's it? Counter argument. Do we need to have a conclusion? No, because this is a timed writing scenario, okay? Now, if this we're doing in a formal setting to where you type it up, write it up, don't need to have it. And this, you do not need to, because what's the last statement you always make in your counter argument?
What you're arguing.
Yes, that your original thesis is superior than anybody that could possibly try to have an opposition with it. All right, so we have that. I'll take a picture of this and show you. All right, next thing is we have to consider what does our textual evidence look like. So we have this weird thing. Are you guys good on all this?
Yes.
Okay, we have this weird thing where things are called sources and whatnot. So there are a couple things as you're writing I want to tell you about. Realize I am skipping the topic sentence. I'm going now to what does the evidence look like. Hey, okay, back over this guy. Okay. All right, so if we're taking a look at this and I'm writing, I could say, source A states, comma, insert textual evidence at the end, source A, period. Do you see that? This is, if I am writing, this is a formula. I can just always remember in every synthesis essay, second sentence, source A states, comma, boom, put it in there. Now, you say, well, it's weird because you have source A here and you have source A down at the end. Remember, we are looking for that sophistication point. There are 6 points in every essay, including this one. We want to try to get that 6th point. What can we do to make it better? Once we get this down in our mind, we can tweak it a little bit. So we know, for example, source A is actually an educational magazine. So you could rephrase this if you had time. An educational magazine states. See how that works? And where do we get that information from? In the italics underneath of that block. Blah, blah, blah. I put my quote. Still at the end, I put which source it is. Source A. That's how I'm going to work toward getting that 1 point for sophistication. Does that make sense? Now, if you're panicking in the time situation, you're going to throw up, because some of you might, okay? Go with this because it works. Don't worry about that sophistication. Instead, get that textual evidence in there. And then if you need to, focus on, all right, I got some time. I'm feeling pretty good about this. I have control over this prompt. How do I make it better? This is going to be how. How you feeling so far?
Wonderful.
Oh, yay.